Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the Auto Legends March update. This is a huge update. I'm really excited for this update. I hope you guys are too. There's a lot of changes that have come to the game, and I'm actually making this video before the release notes are public. So even I don't have a guide to go off of like I normally would, because I just want to get this out of the way, because why not? Anyway, so welcome to the update. I will be your host, Dave. I don't know why I'm introing it like this, but there's a ton of changes, like just so many changes. There's the directional audio now, so like facing the garage, you know, I hear what's going on outside versus if I'm over here, I don't. I mean, the visuals, you can see right away. We have updated to Unity 6 from Unity 5, which allows us to do a lot more with lighting, a lot more with shadows, a lot more with reflections, etc., etc. So things should look a lot better in this update compared to the old update. I mean, just overall, I love how the game looks now. It's so good. You'll see UI changes. So I want to explain one thing with the UI. So up here where it says 161 HP, 159 torque, 3,113 pounds. The 161, 159, this is at the crank. This is not wheel horsepower. The only way you get wheel horsepower is if you sit it on the dyno, basically, and that's it. But as you can also see, there's changing your dial in for your bracket time. There's a repair button that'll pop up if your car has any, a condition lower than 100%. There's the sell button for trying to sell your car. There's the Daniels races still. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff, but there's also tooltips now, so it'll tell you what each thing is, which I know, kind of a small thing, but it's one of those things that you just need it in pretty much every game. So if you go under profile, you'll see that the profile is largely still the same. There's still some stuff that's just not finished in here, which, whatever, it happens. But you can now see your win-loss ratio. Mine is 88% on this account for number of wins. The PvP races, I haven't raced any. Quarter mile time average is 9.22. The quarter mile top speed, my best top speed is 142. My best reaction time, my average reaction time. There's a whole bunch of little stat things in here that are really cool to look at. You can edit your info, but the only thing you can really edit here is your username. Then there's the inventory system. This is all new. So the inventory system is basically for parts that you have or parts you will receive from doing stuff in-game. And you can see pretty much every car that's in here. There's a little sneak peek for you. I'm not going to show off what that all is and what it looks like today, but there's the whole list of every car that's going to be in the game. There's a couple teasers in here, which is kind of awesome. 22B and all that jazz. But yeah. It'll tell you basically all the parts you own, if it's installed or not, and it tells you the rarities, what these three little lines are. So like, we've made rarity for parts and cars the same, because that'll make it easy to understand and go over the entire game. So basically white, I believe, is common. I think blue is uncommon, and then there's rare, epic, and legendary. You can also browse visual parts, which is pretty cool. And then the other thing that's in here is for your NFT redemption. So you'll take your wallet address and your token ID and redeem it in here, and that's how you get your NFT car. But other than that, there's also the inbox now where you can like claim rewards. There's your daily login bonuses, your daily goals if you want to try to claim anything. Which I actually had a bunch of things complete, which is sick. Oh, there's weekly goals. And monthly goals. Good lord. I didn't even know. That's kind of cool. And then obviously here there's the messages and your friends and your DMs. Yes, I'm lonely. Please add me as a friend. And then obviously there's some changes in here. You'll see that race series is gone. We've kind of changed it up to be challenges or something like that. There's the campaign still. There's the Daniels races still. There's the achievements of a whole bunch of different things in here that are actually pretty cool. The claim all button does work. There's leaderboards, your general settings, all that stuff is still here. Ooh, I gotta let them know about that UI issue. But let's get out of the boring stuff and go look at the actual main map. Main map hasn't changed much. There's still 6th Street, Hangars, and Pomona with Fast Eddie's Home, Exotic Imports, and Memory Lane Classics coming soon. And the Daniels Races button is down here. Let's check out Speed Lab, though, because this is where the biggest changes are going to come in. I'm going to have to make a whole video about this. So Speed Lab, still largely the same. You can go to the dyno, costs 1 gold to run your car on the dyno. Whatever, not a big deal. There's still paint booth. You can still paint your car, just like usual. Totally understandable. Then there's the tuning, there's the gearing that you can always do. Stance is a little bit different than it used to be. There's a little bit more freedom than in the last update, but I believe we're still working on this. You can go back, whatever. And visuals, still largely the same. You can do your body kit stuff here. You can do your wheels and such. Performance is where the biggest change has occurred, and again, I'm going to have to make a whole video on this. But there's the categories are now labeled. So there's the intake system, which is intakes, manifold, and throttle body. There's the nitrous oxide, which is just the bottles here for now, basically as a kit. There's cooling, exhaust, electronics, body, fuel system, brakes, suspension, drivetrain components, camshafts, turbo stuff, superchargers, rotating assemblies, and top-end kits. So let me explain, because you're probably like, holy cow, that's a lot of parts at the bottom bar there. Yes, it is. 10 parts per category. Except for, I think, a select few that might have accidentally slipped through. I remember yesterday seeing some old categories slide through by accident, but that's not a big deal. So you will notice that there are some parts that cost gold. You don't really need to worry about this being unfair, because you can also earn parts by just playing the game and finishing achievements and finishing challenges and leveling up. So realistically, you'll get given these even if you are not going to be a hard currency purchaser. If you're not going to purchase gold, if you're a free-to-play player like I generally am in games, you don't need to worry about, it's just going to be a little bit harder for you to obtain these. And besides, if or when we add a used car lot and you can like buy cars from other players in game, that'll also, even the playing field even more, because those cars could come with these parts pre-installed. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like this new part system. I like that there's so many parts. Weight reduction. I want to make weight reduction a little bit more realistic, because you can definitely remove a lot more than 123 pounds from a Ford Probe, for example. But we'll get there in the future. But that's pretty much how parts is laid out. And like I said, I'll do a deep dive video on parts and actually build a car with you guys, because that'll be a very different thing. So let's go back. This is just a generalization video. The biggest thing is bots are fixed, which is absolutely epic. If you go into, let's say, 6th Street, the 3 little arrow thing will disappear now pretty much on its own. It also won't cause any issues. But you can race bots now. I know that's been a big problem. Don't worry about it. It happens. That's game development. I still believe the ceiling is 75K for bots every 24 hours. Like I'm not going to private challenge this guy that much. But you can private challenge a bot. The loading screens largely haven't sped up at all. Those are still the same. Not a big deal. You can see that we've done a lot of work on the wheels and tires, as well as they sit on the car a lot better, which I think is really nice. I'll have to bring up that the cars still are not loading here, but I think that's not that big of an issue. But like, we've done so much work this update. We changed a lot of the physics of the cars. We changed a lot of the race feel of the cars. Everything feels so much better. I really can't wait until you guys get your hand on the NFT car, because the way that thing feels, it is a rocket ship, dude. It's, I think, my favorite car in the game to drive. So, obviously right here, we're going through. This is why I did not race this guy for more than $500. I know I was going to lose. I haven't done anything to this car. Of course I was going to lose. Ooh, my audio might have been a bit high there. There we go. That race is done and good. But yeah, that's basically 6th Street. You'll also be able to see your friends and stuff here. The chat does still open on its own and all that jazz. But yeah, still the same old 6th Street. Not much has changed there. Same with Hangars and Pomona. Not much has changed. I think we changed a little bit of how the cars spawn, but don't quote me on that. We've at least talked about it because you guys are right. Sometimes there's just too many of the same car that are spawning. And that's largely because, you know, we have 2 different variants of the Subarus. We have 2 different variants of the 05 Subaru and the 02 Subaru. There's multiple variants of the Integra with the Type R and the GSR. There's the Civic with the Type R and the GSR, or in the DX. You know, there's the 3000 GT with the SL and the VR4. It's going to happen that sometimes the car lot looks like it's overfilled with very specific cars when it, you know, it is all different cars. So that's something we're working on. Also, this whole shadowing problem is something we're working on as well. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. It'll be fine. But yeah, Fast Eddie's always just looks so cool. I love roaming around it and just seeing what's available. Man, this GSR looks sick. Can't wait until we figure out the whole wheel clipping problem. Other than that, though, this car looks amazing. Somebody needs to widen these fenders a little bit, don't you think? Just massage the wheels to fit. This is a really cool looking car. That is really well done. Add that to my garage. But as you can see up here, when you buy something, you might complete a task or like a challenge or just a daily thing. And you can see that I gained springs from it, or a suspension component. So if I go into my profile, that should be in my inventory somewhere. I don't know for what car off the top of my head, but I should now own a suspension component. Oh, this is because I have 2 of them. Should now own a suspension component somewhere. We do need to make this better. I'm going to bring this up because I don't know where that part is or what it's for or anything. We do need to make that better. I'll bring it up. Hey, never hurts. This is game design. This is game creation. You never know. Actually, maybe I'd have to go claim it? I don't think so. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. But yeah. So far, that's kind of the update if I just wanted to do like a sub 15-minute video. The update is awesome. I'm excited for you guys to play it. I'm excited for you guys to build cars on it and see what you guys can do with all the new parts and stuff like that. Elton put in a massive amount of time with the parts and the physics, and I don't think that man sleeps, and I'm pretty sure he has a cloning machine in his basement because there's no way he got so much done. There's no way. But anyway, I hope you guys are excited for Auto Legends, the March update, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.